Okay, guys, we are back with our special guest today, Mr. Val Thompson. Val is a wonderful, um, I'd say, advocate for the business community in Houston and abroad. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you for
We're
having
so
me.
happy to have you here.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you. I'm going to give a little tiny bio,
Okay.
but then we're going to ask you a bunch of questions that will break it down.
Fire
okay?
away.
All right. So, Mr. Thompson is president and CEO of Houston International Trade Development Council, and it's HITDC for short. And it's a nonprofit organization that assists Houston and small, medium enterprises. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
small and medium business enterprises to develop economically in the emerging global markets?
Correct.
Okay. They support local economic development corporations, chambers of commerce, and that sort of thing.
Right.
But you're also, one thing that I know you from is he's also the president and CEO of International Focus Magazine.
Publisher.
The publisher. CEO and publisher.
Publisher and CEO.
Okay,
correct.
my bad. Okay.
International Focus Magazine.
Okay, and International Focus Magazine does what?
Oh, well, we cover, people in the international community, mostly the diplomats.
Okay.
We cover with them as well as interview them.
Okay.
We're fortunate in that Houston has the third largest consular corps in the nation. We have 93 consulates here. So if you look at some of our past covers and interviews, they're going to be with consul generals of different countries.
Nice.
Right.
It's a very beautiful publication.
Thank you.
So basically what you're doing is bring attention to all the other international communities we have.
Absolutely,
here.
right.
That's lovely. And you usually, I know I've been to several of your mixers where you did honor dignitaries from other countries, which is very awesome.
Right.
But I think the main thing we want to know today is because we want, how many small businesses are there in Houston? Are you aware?
That's a little difficult for me to answer because it's massive, but my focus is toward international.
Okay, so are you in a position to help small businesses do business internationally, globally?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's where we would really like to help the other small business because in the time of COVID,
correct,
we'd like to find other ways to broaden our, the reach of our business.
Right.
So how does that work? What is the requirement for a small business to be able to?
I would say that if you want to use the term requirement, I would say want to take your business internationally.
Okay.
I would recommend someone to start out as a startup, talking international. Some specific products could do that, but for the most part, you need to be already established in business, somewhat successful, modestly successful at least, before you start talking about taking your business international.
So when you speak international, are we talking everywhere? You have that reach in all continents?
We're talking everywhere. When we say international, you don't want to exclude anything.
Right.
However, I would encourage small business to look at developing countries. And those countries are going to be in Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, Central and South America. There's nothing wrong with Europe, Middle East, and all that, but most of those markets are pretty well, taken up, and the opportunities are going to be not as great as they would be, say, in the developing world.
Right. So we're looking at
real
totally
opportunities are.
Import, export from everything to
import, export. Exporting is what I would encourage more so now because the United States is really focused on exporting big time. We have relationships with U.S. Commercial Services. We have a relationship with XM Banks. They have the products that you need in order to grow your business and be successful as an exporter.
Okay.
So so we were talking earlier about COVID.
About COVID.
And how everything has a total shift because of COVID, and how your physical body can't necessarily go international because they don't want Americans. So is that affecting the small business getting their products to and from these international borders with COVID?
It's affecting your body going
right.
there, but not your product.
Okay.
You still can't. But travel is very important when you start thinking about expanding internationally, because it's one thing to chat, social media or via email, and try to build relationships. That's nothing like traveling and touching and feeling and getting
Right.
to know, because so much of international is done on a personal level. And I tell anybody that get involved with our organization who are thinking international, that's all we do, not to get caught up into email heaven.
Right.
You know what email heaven is?
Because I don't deal with email too much.
She doesn't.
I stay away from email.
Well, email heaven is where you meet someone from a foreign country here in town.
Oh, sound like dating. Don't get caught up with dating. Like, are they really trying to scam you?
Online dating, catfish.
You know, you meet someone that has a business from a foreign country. I'm not going to name any countries, so I don't want to.
Right.
But a foreign country, and they give you a business card, and you go to their website, and you see that because you can build a website, right?
Right.
And you see that they have a 500 square foot warehouse, and they've got 750 employees and blah blah blah. But the reality may be they're in a hut.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's why it's important to be there in person.
For the physical body.
That makes
Go
sense.
there in person and find out who you're dealing with. And as I said, most international business is done on a personal level. It's very orientated that way.
And don't use the U.S. postal machine or post office.
Right.
Especially with
oh man.
Because we're going to end up talking too about your program, Sister City.
Oh, okay.
And it was I went and I was like, well, let me join, and I put it in the mail, and I don't think it's even made it there yet. So I'm like, the postal service right now is so bad, but I don't know if that's something, forgive my ignorance, if that's what you use when you do international. Do you even use the postal, or is that when you use something else?
Yeah, the post office is for small business is a great tool.
So how is that affecting?
Service, I got to be honest with you, huh?
How is it affecting now with the postal service being changed?
I have companies that are members of ours who are doing great with postal service.
That's good.
Internationally as well, but they already have these relationships. So again, with COVID, the relationships building is a little difficult for those who are not already involved in international shipping,
right,
by way of U.S. Postal Services.
Speaking of that, COVID, that's the reason why you're not going to make it to Liberia this year, right?
Yeah, we had to cancel a trip. We had a trip scheduled for October 20th of this year, and COVID. So we played it all the way to the end. Well,
so what were you going to do there? What was the purpose of the Liberia trip?
Well, it was to go there and start creating and developing and building new relationships. I've been to Liberia maybe 20 times, just to throw a number out there.
That's why he's made me very
just 20 times.
Can you kind of give a quick overview of the importance of Liberia?
Oh, yeah. Well, for African Americans,
yeah, that's what I mean.
It's very special because the Republic of Liberia was founded by freed African American slaves.
Wow.
In 1847.
Ergo the name, right? That's why the name came about.
Yeah, liberty.
Yeah.
Liberia is the name created from the word liberty. But to go back even further, the first ship of freed African Americans came there in 1822.
Oh, wow.
And so they struggled with some of the indigenous to get the republic created, and then by 1847 there was conversations in the United States Congress because they knew that slavery was about to end. So the conversations were what to do with the slave. And those conversations was extreme as kill them all, or a decision to maybe figure a way to take them back to Africa. So Congress came up with the idea, let's try to see if we can't create a republic on the continent of Africa, and they enabled the freed slaves with $100,000, which would be hundreds of millions of dollars in today's money. So they really did make an effort. Also, President James Monroe was involved, and he enabled them as well by naming the capital city Monrovia. named after James
Oh,
Monroe.
wow.
Oh,
That's
wow.
where that came from. I wonder.
Yeah,
So how
Monroe,
are they
yeah.
as far as developing right now? Are they well developed as far as doing
They are
business?
trying to come back. At one time, they were the poorest country in the world.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, African Americans didn't have the position to keep it going, and of course, they didn't have a whole lot of support.
Right. Right.
The U.S. Congress has always gave them money, but not enough.
Okay.
Okay, and so they're struggling. But I think with the history, of freed African Americans, it's
Right.
one of the most it's one of the most interesting
Right.
times of
histories,
African American history when you
Yeah.
start thinking. I think it rivals civil rights. To be
Oh,
honest with
man.
you.
So since they were slaves, they came from America. What is the language in Liberia?
The language is the official language is English.
Well,
Glad you
good,
asked.
so I can go.
Official
Huh?
language is
Right. That's
They-
what we needed to know. Right.
They do have an indigenous language called Twi,
Oui.
which is spoken all through West Africa, all the way from Ghana, Nigeria, let's see, Togo, Benin. Well, not Togo and Benin is French speaking, but most of the English speaking countries in West Africa will speak the language Twi, but most of them also, their official language will be English.
Oh, that's
Okay,
nice.
that's
And,
nice.
everyone speaks two
Yeah.
languages
There
and
we go.
more,
Right.
but us Americans.
But it's
Mhm.
American,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm. That's true.
So with I'm curious with Sister City. Could you explain to us what is Sister City?
Well, Sister City was founded by President Dwight Eisenhower. Right after World War II, they decided to say, well, you know what? Let's see if we can't build relationships with cities all over the world. So what Sister Cities is, for example, let's use Houston.
Right.
Houston has 18 sister cities, and they're in different places. Unfortunately, we only have one African, and that's with Angola, the city of
Angola.
Luanda, Houston Luanda Sister City Association.
Okay.
And our, Bob was a member with me with that association. So what we decided to do, our group of ours, including Judge Bill Littlejohn and Denise Ogden.
Right. All good people.
Yeah, all good people. All good people.
Yeah.
So we all got together and said, you know what, let's work on a sister city association between Houston and Monrovia, Liberia. And so we've been working on that. We've got a group together. There is procedures and criteria for that. It's from the mayor's office. I've contacted the mayor's office. They're excited as we are, and the things we have to do is form what they call a partnership city first. It's detailed. It takes a couple of years to happen.
So with the sister city, it's like we get to exchange cultures,
ideas,
and so we develop those cultures with those 18 sister cities that we're with Houston.
Right.
Okay, so can anybody become a part of sister or the program, or is it's a nonprofit, or?
It will be a nonprofit. At this point, it's just a group of people, and it's called a partnership city. So now, when it becomes a 501c3 nonprofit, is when we actually have the Sister City Association.
Nice.
Right now, we can't call it Houston Monrovia Sister City. It's a partnership city with Monrovia at this point. And now the other part, the most difficult part, is that they have to also be interested. And the mayor of Monrovia has to be interested, and he also has to have a group.
Okay.
And it's a 9-member group. There's to be at least 9 members in the group. And so that's what we're working on now. That's the most difficult part.
Do you have your 9 members?
We have our 9 members here.
Okay.
But wait.
I was about to sign
But there's
us
more.
up.
Wait,
there's more.
Well, there's more. 9 is the minimum.
Okay.
I have 20 whatever members.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So
I sent my money in to
Well,
get
I
the
need
membership.
And
Did you
you
really?
know I tried to
Yeah.
sign
well,
up last week.
I didn't get that money.
It
What are you
was
talking
the U.S. Postal
Who's
Service.
you sent the money to?
The
Girl.
Postal Service. Because I got one of your associates, Bob Ford, sent me the application.
But that was for the Luanda.
Oh.
Houston Luanda Sister City.
Well,
That's
I'll
what you're talking about. You need
too.
to tell them you want your money back.
Tell the Postal Service you want your money back. That's where it is, too. But I want to sign up as well. I think we had that conversation.
By all means.
Now you've done a lot of trade missions all around
yes.
the world, right?
Yes.
So what are the more memorable ones?
Wait, before we do that,
okay.
we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and find out about those trade missions that you've done around the world. And then also just kind of see how we can, if someone's interested to be a part of the program, what they need to do. And we'll come back and discuss all of that good stuff.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
So we'll take a little break and come back to How You Livin', and we can find out more about the trade and small businesses.
See you in a minute.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
And we are back at How You Livin'. We're talking to Mr. Val Thompson, and he is a world traveler. My last question to you before we broke was to talk about some of those international trade missions that you have participated in. Can you first explain what exactly a trade mission is? What do you guys do when you do take those?
A trade mission is a delegation of people, say from the United States, that are traveling to a foreign country seeking opportunity, business opportunity, cultural, building relationships.
Okay, so they're made up of business people and others?
Business people and others, you know, a trade mission can also be an opportunity to get involved with the culture. It could be a
nice.
quasi vacation, right?
Oh, now you're talking.
I'm going on a trade mission.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
and it's a write-off.
It's a write-off when you go with me.
Okay, well, we go.
But it's a write. No, I said that only because I'm trying to promote the organization. But it's a write-off when you go as a business.
Okay.
Right.
Now, some people take advantage of that by, saying, well, I'm gonna go on a trade because they really got tourism in their mind.
Okay.
But I never organized a trip without a tourist component to it.
Okay.
You can't just take people to meetings and all that without showing them, the beauty of the country.
So do you have some favorite locales that you've been to?
I've been to 12 African countries over the years. I got to be honest. I've organized 5 trade missions to China. They was exciting.
Okay.
I tell you, I know we're having issues with China today, but China is an amazing place.
It's an amazing place.
If you get an opportunity to visit.
So say I wanted to once again do retreats.
Okay.
I could go with you with a trade mission to kind of see the properties and say, okay, this would be a good location, and to work out those details.
I never leave people out of trips who give me the impression they're just going for vacation. I don't leave them out because I find that when people go and they really just go and have fun, and then they start going to those meetings that we schedule and so forth, they start getting interested. They start seeing opportunity.
Yeah, because I definitely want to see more, to be able to do those retreats.
Right.
And maybe even possibly, because what I was thinking at one point, it was this young lady who was trying to bring wine from Africa.
Right.
And so that would be something that she could talk to you about, like, okay, how to distribute, how to. So do you also help with any legalities that they might have to go through those continents?
Oh, yeah. We're going to tell you everything you need to do as far as getting visas. And you go into Africa, generally you're going to need shots unless you're going to Egypt or somewhere like that. If you're going to North Africa, you won't need any immunizations. But if you're going anywhere in West Africa or Central Africa, you're going to need. Now I said China a while ago, but I got to tell you, Africa.
Have you? So do you have a favorite country in Africa?
Well, my favorite country is
Liberia.
Okay?
That's where you've been 20 times?
I've been there 20 times.
So the continent, divided by the British, by the French.
Right.
So is Liberia still kind of under American kind of ruling?
I wouldn't say, no, it's a
I
sovereign.
don't know the correct terminology to use.
Liberia is a sovereign republic. Let's get that. I mean, they do business with it.
So do they have a president?
They have a president.
Okay.
That's the interesting part about Liberia that I'm glad you mentioned, because it was founded by freed African Americans. They took America with them.
Okay.
And so the republic has the same government system that we have here.
Wow, interesting.
You have 3 branches of government. You have judicial, administrative, and legislative. All 3 the same.
But look a little different,
right?
So it's black.
Is it 100% black, or are there other races?
It's 100% black. You can't. I mean, you can't even own land unless you're black. Now, I don't subscribe to that. Totally.
Why not?
Right.
Well,
they did it. Diversity is good.
Diversity is always good, but they did it. They did it.
So if now speaking of that, now I'm not really sure because I've heard people try to say they wanted to get land in Africa, but I don't know. And you had to maybe be from there, or is that Liberia pretty much open if someone is interested, or is that something
that's a great
that you touch
Can an
on?
African American purchase land over there?
Yes.
That's awesome.
But
there's always a but.
But I'm gonna butt you now. I'm gonna butt on this. You have to understand, for the most part. Now, I'm not speaking for every African.
Right.
But for the most part, the African culture doesn't really subscribe to the idea of owning land. Let's start there, okay?
Yeah, because it should be just
everybody.
Land.
Yeah,
everybody
right.
should have access.
They understand the concept.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. So if you wanted land in Africa, I would say that try to lease it. Don't try to own it because
you can't own
land. In the minds of the African will be, they got to take it from you now because you own it. But as long as you're leasing it, then it's not seen
as. So with South Africa, there's a lot of stuff going on with that in terms of land.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, so I would, if I were going to do something, and I have done a few things in Africa, I would definitely not try to buy anything.
Okay.
Just ask one of
Good
lease
Ask
some
for a
land.
lease.
Oh, okay.
They'll give you a 100-year lease. So
That's
you know.
beautiful. That's all we need, really, and just as long as we're alive.
I
So
like
how's
the
cost
fact of education.
Yeah,
You
Right.
got to
Oh,
educate
no, that
yourself.
is fantastic.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I was so looking forward to going there. What an experience that would be. How's the
It'd be
cost of
fantastic.
living over there?
It can be expensive if you're
Really?
trying to, you know,
Like,
if you're trying to live large.
well,
you know,
if you're, I mean, for the people, the residents.
oh no,
I mean,
no,
is
they-
everyone pretty much comfortable, middle
Oh, you
class?
talking- which
or
country are you
is there-
talking
I'm
about?
talking about Liberia.
Okay,
Is
Liberia.
there a lot of
Liberia
poverty?
at one time and is still very close to the poorest nation in the world.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm.
And that's
Okay.
one reason why, you know, I'm passionate about it. I
That's
want to
beautiful.
try to see development
That's
of that.
something we
you
can
know.
get.
So now was since it was discovered or since they were free
Founded,
slave
okay.
founded
Mhm.
by free slaves, and the government is kind of made up like our government.
Mhm.
What about their health care?
Oh.
Like, say if you are a doctor and you're like, well, my trade mission is to go over there and provide some medical, you know, and
They would
have
love
that.
you. Yeah,
And
they
so,
would love
but-
you.
Beautiful.
So what is their
Their healthcare
healthcare system
Well,
like?
you know, their healthcare system was seriously exposed by Ebola.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
they were saying we got a healthcare system, but now Ebola said no, you don't have a
Right.
healthcare
Right.
system.
Right.
And so with that, then they've improved it. You know, there's people who've gone there, and some, you know, with the right intentions, some not. So I would love Dr. Kiba.
Yeah,
I'm a
Dr.
Cairo.
Keith. Yeah, but you can
Yeah.
do
And
other
I
stuff.
would love to, because
Yeah.
I was actually speaking to someone
Yeah.
once before about trying to do some trade and
Right.
That's
doing
a
some.
lovely idea.
That
Yeah.
would be nice.
So we got trade is services as well.
Well, I
not
mean,
just
your
product.
services, yeah.
So are
Yeah.
you going to reschedule Liberia?
I am.
It's hard to say when, though,
She's
right?
already
It's hard
trying.
to
I
She's trying
I
to plan
was
her
jumping
trip.
at- that
Oh,
was
you'll
gonna
be the
my
first.
birthday
You'll be the
trip.
first to
Okay.
know. You'll be
So I
the
was
first to
so excited about the idea.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Yes,
You're gonna love
ma'am.
it. The history
Yeah,
is amazing.
Well, definitely tell me the cost. How much do we have to
Ah.
save
Yeah, how
up to
much
be
do we
able
have to save up?
to go, so I can start saving now?
That's a good
I
question.
can only talk about history.
What was
Hey,
this trip
I-
going to
that's
consist of?
that's a
like,
start. How much do I need
financially?
to have in my
If
account
we
to do
didn't
it?
have COVID, I don't. You know, airlines are going crazy now with prices.
Well, I thought they were going to be bargain basement.
They
at this
probably
point.
Well,
will.
but-
Yeah.
but if
once
we
things
didn't-
start going.
I need to start saving.
She's right.
So-
She's serious.
You,
I'm- you
you're
know
gonna
I
need
am.
at least
It.
okay. You're gonna need at least $4,000.
Okay, at
that's
least
what
I
you
have a
needed,
starting
yeah.
point.
That's because I've organized the trip.
Okay.
If you went
It could be
with
more.
if you went with someone else,
It would
it
be-
could be upwards of $6,000. But I don't. When we organize as a nonprofit organization, we're not trying to make money.
Right,
You
right.
don't get
The
that
mission.
We're trying to build that
Right.
relationship.
So basically, the price that we offer is cost.
Okay.
for the most
No, I
part.
just need to know my
Okay.
starting point so I
Yeah.
can
Right.
start putting.
Yeah, you're gonna need.
I gotta
Yeah,
sell a
this is
lot
my
of
this
tea.
is my Africa.
I'm gonna have to up my tea
I'm
price.
gonna have to make sure I get some more
But that
people
will-
in the clinic.
But that will cover hotel, ground transportation, airfare.
Everything.
Okay,
It
nice.
covers everything. Just-
Hotel nice.
I'm gonna take you to a 4-star hotel.
I was gonna say
Okay.
because I
Okay,
can't do
mister.
huts.
Yeah.
at this
Okay,
point.
You know,
so-
Bob Johnson
I
had.
don't mind visiting a hut, but I
you know,
don't
Bob Johnson developed a hotel.
No, I did
but he
not
sold
know
it.
that.
He sold it now, but it was kind of interesting. He had
Yeah.
these little bungalows. and-
That's cool. That sounds beautiful. Is there water by there?
Oh, it's on the
my
water. Wait a
God.
minute. Liberia has
Can you
300
imagine
So
the
now,
shores
what
of
about
Africa?
the water? You know how when you go places and you
Uh-huh.
have to be concerned about you
Right,
know
drinking the water.
drinking the water and
bottled
was-
water.
Oh,
Bottled
bottled
water.
water.
If
Bring
you
some
can
of that.
bring your own.
8411.
Okay.
That was-
And the reason for that is, you know, people get confused about that. They think water is not water is dirty. It's just that your body is not
used to.
accustomed
So you bring the bottles
to
that have
bacteria.
filters in them.
yeah, because
know?
your body's not used to
Right.
those little
the bacteria.
the bacteria and it might
In
get
another country.
parasites.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not about dirty.
Just
So
bring
how
your
long
own.
how long do you stay over there when you do these trips?
I organize 8-day trips.
Okay.
The reason for that is two of those days in the air.
Traveling, right? And then you
Yeah.
gotta try to get your
Right.
jet lag in
That's
check.
a minimum I can do.
Okay.
I do to give you a real trip.
Okay.
So if someone is interested in their small business being able to work with you, who do they need to talk to, or how do they get in contact with you?
You can reach me at the website,
And it's-
www.houstontrade.org, or you can call me on my landline at 832-448-0537.
One more
Mhm.
time.
My
Because I'm slow to
832
write.
Right, 832 448-0537.
Okay.
Or you can come to my office at 11,010 Bellar Boulevard,
In the
Suite
heart.
222.
And it's right in the heart of
Chinatown.
International. Yeah, right in
Hey,
Chinatown.
now,
It's beautiful.
Do we have any social media? You.
Yes, Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Give me some social
IF
media
magazine,
handles.
right?
I'm sorry.
Houston. Oh wait, no, you go ahead.
No.
What's your social media?
Houston International Trade Development Council.
Okay.
One.
On Facebook.
And then International Focus Magazine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if they want to even find out about being a part of Sister City, they would contact you with those same.
Absolutely, they contact me, or they contact city. But I mean, each association is a separate entity.
Right.
Okay.
So if you want to be a member of the association that we are organizing, then you would have to talk with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I
and
say
so that's
definitely.
what
That's who we're going to talk to
Yeah.
because
We're-
we're going to get more people to
We're
go.
interested.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
Not just her.
Right. Oh, but that's all they need, really.
Really.
That's all
Just
you
don't
need.
I know
Unless
you'll
you
go
know
and try
I'll
to
be
tap
helping
in.
you. Right. I'll
Right.
be trying to direct
Well,
things.
we're looking forward to it.
But we can't thank you enough for being here. There's
Thank
But
still
you didn't ask
you.
me about Tanzania
and we needed
wants
to.
to-
But
This
guess
time,
what?
We bring
We're
it
going
back.
to have
You
you
gonna
come
bring me
back.
We
back?
have.
Okay.
We always do part
I-
1 and part 2. This is just